Republicans are sticking together. I just love how nobody is being stopped. There's been a whole bunch of judges that were court cases filed in blue states. So the blue judges are trying to stop Trump, but Trump held a press conference today to get in front of that. Democrats are bitching because they can't make money anymore and pocket the taxpayers' money. You're right. You're right. Cry harder. Yep, you're right. So here's Trump and Musk. I know you're going to have plenty to say about this, Jen, but here's Trump and Musk.
It's going to be probably close to $1 trillion. It could be close to $1 trillion that we're going to find. That will have quite an impact on the budget.
We can cut the budget deficit in half from $2 trillion to $1 trillion, and then with deregulation, because there's a lot of sort of regulations that don't ultimately serve the public good. We need to free the builders of America to build, and if we do that, that means I think we can get the economic growth to be maybe 3-4%, maybe 5%, and that means if you can get $1 trillion of economic growth and you cut the budget deficit by $1 trillion between now and next year, there is no inflation. There's no inflation in 26. And if the government is not borrowing as much, it means that interest costs decline. So everyone's, the mortgage, their car payment, their credit card bills, anything, their student debt, the monthly payments drop. That's a fantastic scenario for the average American.
Yeah, the answer is I always abide by the courts, always abide by them, and will appeal. But appeals take a long time, and I would hope that a judge, if you go into a judge and you show him, here's a corrupt situation, we have a check to be sent, but we found it to be corrupt. Do you want us to send this corrupt check to a person, or do you want us not to give it and give it back to the taxpayer? I would hope a judge would say, don't send it, give it back to the taxpayer.
Yeah, if I can add to that, what we're finding is that a bunch of the fraud is not even going to Americans. So I think we can all agree that if there's going to be a fraud, it should at least go to Americans. But a bunch of the fraud rings that are operating in the United States and taking advantage of the federal government, especially in the entitlements programs, are actually foreign fraud rings. They're operating in other countries and actually exporting money to other countries. We should stop that. And this is big numbers. Talk about $100 to $200 billion a year. If a company or an organization is on a do not pay list, we should not pay it. I'm sure you would agree. Like if it's quite hard to get on that payment, the do not pay list, it means that this is someone that is like dead people, terrorists, known fraudsters, that kind of thing. We should not pay them. But currently we do, which is crazy. We should stop that.
Can you personally guarantee that the workers who opt in to resign now will be paid through September?
They'll get their money, but they're getting a good deal. They're getting a big buyout. And what we're trying to do is reduce government. We have too many people. We have office space. It's occupied by 4%. Nobody's showing up to work because they were told not to. And then Biden gave them a 5-year pass, some of them, 48,000 of them, gave them a 5-year pass, that for 5 years, you don't have to show up to work. Any court that would say that the president or his representatives, like Secretary of the Treasury, Secretary of State, whatever, doesn't have the right to go over their books and make sure everything's honest. I mean, how can you have a country? You can't have anything that way. You can't have a business that way. You can't have a country that way.
Elon's son found $1 trillion up his nose. Here, father. I found your $1 trillion.
I'm wondering. I was so worried. I was watching him picking his nose, and I saw him inching over to Trump, and I was wondering if he was going to go wipe his hand on Trump. But then I realized he was wiping it on the Resolute desk.
The free-for-all in that White House. Cocaine, snot.
Well, no cocaine in this administration, but oh my God. Oh, that the press conference was, the kid was just, he was all over the place. It reminded me of Andrew with Rudy Giuliani's inauguration. Oh, it was crazy. Doge is the most erotic word in the English language. I agree. How cool is his son? Yeah, as Jennifer said, there's a golden burgers all over the rescue. You know what his son's name is, right?
Snot. What is it?
X.
Oh.
That's his son's name, X. Just X. I love how Elon always has his kid on his shoulders. The kid gets to see his dad working in the White House. Yeah, that kid has seen a lot of things. He's met a lot of people. Sanitizing process happening now. Yeah, is he? I think that Trump is a little bit of a germaphobe. You got to give it to him. I mean,
Didn't flinch.
That kid, it was about an hour-long press conference, and that kid was everywhere talking over Trump.
It
And
was
God
ADD
bless.
and autism in one room.
It was crazy. But here's the thing. Biden couldn't answer questions when he was reading them, the answers off a teleprompter, right? Trump's got a
His
kid
boogers
running
coming
around.
towards him.
Got Elon Musk interrupting him. And
Does Elon Musk have a British accent somewhere in there?
South Africa.
Oh, that's right.
South Africa. I love what he said. I love what he said. The problem is that the fraud isn't even going. The money's not going to Americans. If we're going to have fraud, at least let the money go to Americans. No, they're going to the foreigners overseas. It's great. It's great.
I love President Elon and Vice President Trump.
You know what? And you know this about me, and I think you're the same. I know that I don't know everything. I know that I'm limited by my experiences. So when I have to do a thing, I find the best that there is at that thing, and I engage them to come on to my team so that we do well. And I take my hands off the wheel and I let them go. And that's exactly what Trump did. I mean, not only is he the wealthiest man in the world, but he has taken companies that have been overbloated and a mess, and he's fixed them, and he's willing to do it for nothing because he knows he made his money in America. What could the Democrats possibly have a problem with this? Conversely, George Soros made his money not by producing things, but by shorting economies around the world. And he says it too. I mean, he said it happily. Listen, I'm not here to be a good guy. I'm here to make money. So they for George Soros, they worship Elon Musk, who put a fucking chip in somebody's brain who never walked and helped that person walk again. He's the devil to them. Think about that.
Well, I'm saying is poor J.D. Vance. He could have been vice president, and now it's Trump. He was that close to being vice president. Now it's Trump.
Well, let me tell you something. They asked Trump yesterday about J.D. Vance and should he succeed him as president. And Trump's reaction was like, no, it's too early. And that's it. Everybody was like, oh, my God.
Because he wants Elon.
But he's right. Trump is right. You can't say now. You don't know. He says we're just 3 weeks in. We got to see what's going on. He's a great guy. I trust him, but let's let the administration play out.
It's going to be Elon.
Yeah. The Biden administration purposely created a shitload of problems for Trump to deal with. Well, somebody was going to have to deal with him, right? If it wasn't. I mean, yeah, later on, he made things, when he knew it was going to be Trump.
So funny because somebody who was not going to vote for Trump that I'm very close with, who did vote for Trump yesterday, was saying he's the Messiah. He is the next, he's the Messiah.
Well, there are a group of people that believe that, but I can tell you he was persecuted like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and that's what she said. The bullet just grazed him and he just went like this. And
there's a lot of similarities to the Bible stories, but who knows? But I don't know that America, would be the place, but maybe it will be. I don't know because we're a superpower. Maybe
the Messiah have an orange tan. Who knows? Back then? I don't know. Was there spray tan? Was there not? There might have been.
No. Sean was typing. He missed the nose picking. Oh man, that was 5 minutes. Well, not 5 minutes, but it was a good
He was
minute
digging.
of digging. Yeah. He was mining, that kid. How about paying Social Security to a 150-year-old person? There's so much. I mean, he found that Social Security was paying all the migrants, and that was the big no. I mean, can you imagine that? We were using Social Security, which every year we hear the Democrats cry that it's insolvent and it's going to go under, and they were giving it to people that don't even, weren't even legally here and paid into it. It's crazy. Frank Zappa named his kids Moon Unit and Dweezil. Yeah, I get it. But I mean, this is X. I'm not saying this. It's just X. That's the kid's name. I'm going to tell you what. It's going to be very interesting when he has to sign a contract, right? The kid. Because if you can't read, they say make an X and then you have to have a witness. So the kid's going to sign his name.
Well, first of all, he's not going to be signing his own name. Someone will be doing it for him.
It doesn't matter. The people on the contract are going to go, no, then we need a witness because you can't just make an X. We need a witness. Get it? Elon Musk's son's name, XAEA12, is pronounced, oh, really? Oh, I thought it was just X. X-12. The X is pronounced like the letter X, and the AE is pronounced Ash. X-12? Okay. Thank you for that, Mick Smith. I did not know that. But really, the kid's going to have a hard time signing his name.
Or getting a girlfriend.